Hello everyone, Namaste and Assalamu alaikum people. Hi, this is Mariya Khan, your master teacher of biology here at Vedantu. Guys, welcome to the session. And how are you all? Mishti, Angel, educational videos, Meenu, Bajid, Richa, roll number 13. Happy Holi guys. Happy Holi. How are you all? How are you all? बताओ भाई कैसे हो? What's up? So guys, today's session is all about how to write your answer in a proper manner. Everyone has guided us about these are the important questions, these are the important topics, these are the kind of questions that can be asked. But no one has guided us about the paper pattern, no one has guided us about the mark distribution, weightage, how much time to allot, and everything else. So if you're excited, if you're curious to know how exactly to deal with your exam, science paper, especially pertaining to biology, stay with me in today's session because I'm really going to give you some important tips and tricks which can really play a magical role in enhancing your scores in this academic year, basically this exam of term 2. So hi prestigious vlogs, hello Mansi, yeah, hi kids, hi. So do share this video with your friends, guys. Ask everyone to join in so that everyone gets benefited because trust me, I can definitely say कि this kind of video you won't be able to find it on YouTube anywhere, on any other platform, on by any other educator. Okay? So today this is like one of its kind session. Do join in. Yeah. Happy Holi everyone. So chalo, without wasting any further time, let's quickly get started. Okay. So first of all, you have all done a lot of hard work, isn't it? Hard work is not sufficient alone to give you good marks. Hard work along with smart work is very essential. And smart works comes into the picture, especially at the very last moment, to upgrade your scores exponentially. Do you all agree? है ना खुशी Abdullah? So the first tip on my behalf to you all is be well versed with the paper pattern. You will say yes ma'am हमने देखा है the sample paper released by CBSE, nothing new. Beta, there are so many things that you never knew. Okay? तो चलो let's try to investigate that. Runak Latif, thank you beta. Happy Holi to you as well from India. Okay? Chalo. So basically guys, we have three sections. Section A, Section B, Section C. Right? Now Section A has 7 questions, B has 6 questions and C has 2 questions. Now out of these many, there are how many questions from biology? Have you tried to find it out? कि कितने marks का biology है? So you need to identify how many marks there will be chemistry, how many marks are for physics and how many marks are for biology. So out of 40 marks, okay, a huge proportion is devoted for biology. As huge as 18 marks are dedicated for biology. So there are 2 units of biology, okay. So there is unit 1 wherein there are these 2 chapters. One is how do organisms reproduce and heredity and evolution. So if I go by the sample paper, how do organisms reproduce is just for 4 marks and heredity has been asked for 9 marks wherein evolution has been already omitted. But guys, you have to understand that the marks are for the unit. So 9 plus 4, 13 marks are for the unit 1. So in examination, there can be more questions from reproduction and less from heredity possible. Or maybe equal. ये भी हो सकता है. One chapter for 6 marks, the other chapter for 7 marks. Possible. So बच्चा, you ensure that there are 13 marks at stake and you have to be thorough with it. Okay? ठीक है? हाँ. Khushi Devre, watch my one-shot session, detailed session, questions based on heredity. This is all given by me. Okay? Yep. Happy Holi Tanu. And then you have another unit, Natural Resources, which has our environment as a chapter for 5 marks. Okay? So now we have been underestimating environmental science throughout our life, है ना? Since our grade 1 till grade 10. EVS it is like very easy, very chindi. मेरे को आता है एयर वाटर सॉइल पोल्यूशन. आई विल राइट द आंसर दिस बिग दिस लेंथी, ऐसा आंसर लिखूंगा, ऐसा आंसर लिखूंगा, क्या बताओ कैसा लिखूंगा. बट एक्चुअली when you get the answer sheets after correction, you get ऐसे marks, क्या बताओ यार कैसे marks. Just because you never try to create a structured answer for a particular question. You take the question impromptu, you attempt it the way you want, you write down everything and the answer transforms into an essay, and this is a biology paper, not an English paper. You don't get marks. मतलब पूरा पेज भर के आंसर लिखा, but teacher has given you only half mark. Have you ever experienced this? I have experienced this badly when I was in school. I neglected EVS like anything. मतलब this kind of negligence I showed for no chapter, no subject. Even I paid more attention towards history and physics, which I hated the most. So you have to study this chapter with all your love, heart, dedication, care, attention, affection, everything. Because this single chapter is going to give you 5 marks. And 5 marks are not nominal, huge. Out of 40, if you get 5. Out of 18 marks of biology, if you get 5 marks for our environment, which is producer, consumer, decomposer, food chain, food web, waste management, ozone depletion. Bas, everything I've already studied. Do I make sense? Do I make sense? Yes, Vinod, yes, exactly. This is the feeling. This is the feeling. Right? So please give extra izzat to our environment. Okay? Yep. Chalo. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now let's try to have a detailed analysis of the sample question paper released by CBSE. Basically, dissection of the paper. Okay. So if I say section A, it has 7 questions now. Out of 7, 4 questions are from bio. Okay. Now, ma'am, please say this is official mark distribution. Yes, Meenakshi, the CBSE has released sample paper, and sample paper is on the official website of CBSE, and it will have nothing which is like out of the blue. Okay, it is all official. Yeah. Yep. And Kushi Devre, I'll read it, but thoda der ruko. Okay. Now let us analyze section A. Section A has 2 questions from the chapter How Do Organisms Reproduce in your CBSE sample paper. Okay. Now this can be mixed and matched. Like 2 questions from heredity, 1 from How Do Organisms Reproduce, or 2 from How Do Organisms Reproduce and 1 from heredity, as you can see here, because this is collectively 1 unit. Okay. However, the moral of the story is, out of 4 questions of biology, there is 100% 1 question from EVS, that is our environment, that is with internal choice. So see, first of all, it's a very easy chapter. On top of that, there is an internal choice as well. So wow, you can't afford to lose this 2 marks at any cost. Understanding? Yes, I will be uploading the PDF in the description box. Okay. So साम दाम दंड भेद करना है, our environment पक्का करना है. We have to be thorough with this chapter. Okay, because if we go wrong even with the internal choice ना, तो फिर कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Okay, that's one thing. Then if I analyze the question paper pattern in much more depth, it tells me कि how do organisms reproduce is a chapter we have been studying since the month of July. Most of the kids were expecting that this will be a part of term 1, and if not term 1, we will have one examination right at the end of the semester. I mean end of the academic year, and this chapter is so like much awaited, everyone is excited and everyone is well versed with. So there is no internal choice given in this question. So it is either do or die situation. Either you know it and you gain marks, or you don't know it and you lose marks. So 2 marks, 2 2s are 4. 4 marks at stake on the chapter How Do Organisms Reproduce. Why on stage? Because there's no internal choice. So you actually don't have any choice but to be thorough with this chapter. Getting my point? Getting my point, everyone? Understanding, bachcho? Understanding? So if you're finding this tip important, useful, like, share, subscribe. You. ठीक है? Yeah. Hi Aisha. Salam. Okay? Chalo. Okay. Then, people, let's move ahead with section B. Now, section B is like a 3-marker section, and this section is going to test your core knowledge. Why I say it is going to test your core knowledge? Because there's no internal choice. No internal choice. So you can expect one question, okay, on heredity, but it can even be flipped with how do organisms reproduce, because they both belong to one unit, right? And then we have our environment again without internal choice. Okay, so this section is make or break section. Means if you know, 6 marks. If you don't know, 6 marks down, tank down. Okay, so please practice all the 3-marker questions in whichsoever books that you have. The best thing is read your textbook again and again and again, because there is nothing that can be asked outside of the textbook. Okay? Okay, BV Srilata? Yeah. Then let us move ahead with section C. Now, section C had a question from heredity. Now, your board paper can flip this or replace this with reproduction as well. As I told, it belongs to the same unit. Okay. Now, it has 3 questions. A, B, C. Now, A is compulsory, B is compulsory, but C comes with an internal choice. Okay. So, this is 1 marker, this is 1 marker, but this is 2 marker. Now, this 2 marker has a choice, na? You get an OR for this. Okay. So, basically, it is usually a personal response type question. For example, if the question is based on maybe a case-based question on menstruation, and there will be a personal response question. A menstruating female is considered impure. Is this ethically correct? Justify your opinion. Some of that kind of question. Or it can be maybe analysis of a case. Okay, this is the case. What would be the probable reason? Something of that sort. So this question is going to be a HOTS kind of question, or a PYQ kind of question, or a question which is thought-provoking question. Okay? So be prepared for this 2 marks, because these 2 marks are not easy to gain. Okay? That will be challenging. So you're understanding, guys. If you're finding this to be useful tip, like, share, subscribe, post me a yo. Okay? And all the 16 kids, ask your friends also to join in. Okay? And now, this is my observation. I have been teaching online as well as offline from past 10 years, and I have corrected papers from CBSE board, ICSE board, and even Maharashtra state board papers. And what I found, the striking difference between all the papers is the writing skills. Maharashtra board has lengthy papers, so kids are habituated of writing, and they really write good things, good stuffs. Okay? There is good presentation, they have good handwriting, they are better at highlighting. Basically, the answer sheet is very pleasing to the eyes. But when it comes to CBSE, you write as if you are very conjuice. You write very little. Now, when you write very little, there is a very little scope left for the teacher to give you marks. And if what you write, very little that what you write, if that also is incorrect, तो फिर तो teacher is in big sankat. How to give you marks, right? I don't say that write big essays, but what all I mean to say is write what is required, write in a better way. Your paper presentation should be on the top, so that the teacher doesn't get frustrated with what you write. Okay? So, if you don't know how exactly your answer sheet looks like for CBSE, it is always an horizontal sheet, always a horizontal sheet, okay, which has a top margin, which has a left side margin. So this is how your answer sheet looks. Okay. For other boards, it is always a vertical answer sheet. Okay. The portrait one. Okay. Other boards. But for CBSE, it is always in the landscape mode. Okay. ठीक है? Then, yes, Amruta, I will bring in a session for ICSE as well. Okay. Now, let's assume that this is an answer sheet. I tried finding an answer sheet which would look exactly similar to what you have in CBSE, but sorry boss, this is what I obtained. Okay. So let's assume that this is your answer sheet and this is the left main margin of your answer paper. So the first thing what you will do, the very first thing, after filling the information on the very first page, okay. So the second page is draw margins. Okay. Then second thing, write fresh section on a new page. ठीक है. Third, mention section, question, sub question. Okay. Then write examples or draw diagrams wherever necessary. Okay. And on top of all, there should be good presentation skills, which also involves highlighting, and this highlighting should always be done with pencil and not with pen. Okay. ठीक है? Yep. Now beta, the first margin that you will draw will be on the left side of the main margin. So this is the first margin that you will draw. Okay. Then the second margin on the right side of the main margin. So first margin, second margin. Okay. Then you will draw third margin again. Third margin should be on the right hand side, extreme right hand side of the paper, leaving half centimeter or 1 centimeter at the max. So I'll recommend 1 centimeter ka margin. Why? Now when the answer sheets are being collected and when the teacher ties a bundle, so your answer sheet should not be damaged because of the rubber band. Okay. So 1 centimeter. Another tip, key, write using ball point pen only. Now why only ball point pen? Now let's assume that I am your paper corrector. Okay, I am the examiner and I am conducting your answer sheet. And suppose I am drinking tea or coffee and I am correcting your answer sheet. It's already summer vacation. Everyone is enjoying and I am the teacher who is checking 300, 400, maybe 1,000 papers at a stretch. And my son comes from the back and all of a sudden he scares me like, "Boh!" And suppose if the coffee or tea gets spilled on your answer sheet, तो गया पूरा मेहनत गया पानी में. So don't allow your efforts to go in vain. And if it rains, so everything is into the drain. So ensure that you write with ballpoint pen only. Now this pen can either be blue or it can be black. Okay. What I prefer is blue. I as a teacher, not as a student. Okay. See, if there is a room which has been painted black and if there is a room which has been painted with blue, blue room will give you soothing, calming effect on your eyes. And the teacher, when she's correcting thousands of papers back to back, she requires cool, calming effect on her eyes. So please write with a blue ballpoint pen. Okay. You may use black, but again that's your choice. What I recommend is blue. ओके, ब्लू बॉल पॉइंट पेन. ठीक है, चलो आगे. So now when you have drawn all the margins, so how to attempt? Okay, so let me write with the help of this one. So suppose I am attempting section A. So this section A will be written on this side. Okay, suppose seventh question is from biology. Okay, it is a 2-marker question, so there will be 2 questions. So I will write A here. Okay, like for example, mode of reproduction in Spirogyra. So I'll write Spirogyra. It reproduces by fragmentation. Okay, suppose there is another question, that is B. ठीक है, so it can be like planaria regeneration. Okay, ठीक है, so this is the way you have to write. Then suppose you are writing a short note. Let's assume that you are writing give reason. Maybe 8th one is a give reason. So give reason will have probably 4 points, है ना? So suppose 8th is having 2 questions, maybe A and B. So suppose this is the A one which you are writing. So it has 4 points. So draw a temporary margin here as well. First point, second point, third point, and then fourth point. Okay, so you write down whatever it has to be written. Okay, and then you may conclude your answer. Now examples are not considered as a point, but they definitely help in gaining good marks. Okay, each point carries half mark, so always write your answers point wise. ठीक है, and let's proceed further. How you can write your answers in a much better way. Now there are typical ways in which you write the answers, and there are special ways in which you can write the answer. So the special ways make your paper stand apart from the rest, save time, and help secure good marks. So are you interested in gaining that kind of marks in your examination? If yes, hit on the like button, subscribe to our channel, and post me a yo in the chats. Okay, so chalo, you guys, you. So here we go. So I have picked up the same question which was given in your CBSE sample paper. Okay, so they are telling you trace the path of a male gamete that takes to fertilize a female gamete after it is being released from the penis. Okay, so this is the question A. Now how are you going to write the answer? Now I guess 80% of the kids, 80% of the kids, they are going to write the answer in this way only, chipka dala. They will not bother how to write this answer in a creative manner. Okay, if you ask me, how will I write? Okay, so I would write in somewhat this manner. Suppose this is the penis. Okay, so if this is the sperm which has been released from the penis, okay, then the sperm will enter into the vagina. Okay, from the vagina it will enter through the cervix into the uterus. From the uterus it will enter into the fallopian tube. Right, now in the fallopian tube it may encounter the egg cell. Right, है ना, in the fallopian tube it may encounter egg cell. Now tell me, is this way of writing the answer, is it much better than the paragraph? Will the teacher find it more better in terms of correcting ki instead of searching like sperm, then vagina, then uterus, then fallopian tube, है ना? It is so complicated, guys. Instead, writing it in this manner won't be very simple. Won't be very simple. Yeah, it is much better, right? So, chalo. This is one thing that we have like obtained, है ना? So this is the path of the male gamete once it has been released from the penis. Now, state the number of sets of chromosomes present in a zygote. Now, here again, 80% of the kids will write it this way. ऐसा कुछ लिखेंगे, right? But what I will say, yes, you can definitely draw a flow chart. No one is stopping you from doing that. You can definitely gain much better marks, much better marks. So, chalo, the technique of attempting the B question, okay? Attempting the B question. So, let me see. This was question number 3B, right? So, this is section A, question number 3B. So, what I will do is, I will draw a large egg cell. Okay? Egg cell. And I'll write here N. Okay? And I'll write haploid over here. Okay? I will write sperm cell. Again, I'll write N over here. Okay? Rather, shall I draw this? Yeah, that's much better. है ना? So again here I'll write sperm cell haploid. And then I'll draw the fusion. Okay, fusion. Which leads to the formation of zygote. Okay, which is 2M, that is diploid. Now you tell me, is it much better than the stuff that has been written over here? Don't you think so? Don't you think so? Yes or no? Isn't this a creative way of writing your answer which will make your answer sheet stand apart from the rest of the crowd? Yes? है ना? So this is what is required. Extra efforts, extra smartness is what is required, because answer everyone knows, especially when it comes to reproduction. Every child is a champ in this chapter because July से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं. But how to present your concepts in a creative manner is what will make you stand apart from the crowd. Okay? ठीक है? Thank you, Saini. Yeah. Chal. So this is so done. Okay? Now, there is another question. Okay? Sahil performed an experiment to study the inheritance pattern of genes. He crossed tall plant with short plants. He obtained all tall plants in the F1 generation. Okay? So that's the case. What will be the set of genes present in the F1 generation? Wow. So set of genes means they are talking about set of factors. Now, how will most of the kids write? इतना लिख के खत्म कर देंगे. That's it. They will not even bother to describe anything. But if you ask me, this is question number 14A, right? So chalo. So this is section B. ठीक है? Question number 14, and then let's write A. Okay? So here I will write female plant crossed male plant. Now it was what? Tall and short, right? So tall, dwarf, right? Capital T, small t, small t. Okay? So I will also mention that this is the phenotype, this is the genotype. Sorry, there is a space constraint, otherwise I would have written everything. And then I will also mention gametes. Okay? So capital T here, small t here, and when we fuse them, we get capital T, small t, we get all the individuals that are hybrid tall in F1 generation. So this is P1 generation, right? So this is the answer, and hence I will write कि F1 generation, capital T, small t, and I will put the answer in a box. Understood? 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 Yep. So, what do you feel? Is this way of writing the answer much better? Much better? Hi Khushi Watwani. Hi Durga. Ma'am, 9th का भी example दो ना. Why do we fall ill? Beta, 9th have already completed their exams, and this session is especially for all the 10th graders. Okay? Yeah. Okay? So this is how you will attempt A. Now when it comes to attempting B, ठीक है? कहाँ गया B? Give reason why only tall plants are observed in F1 progeny. So here you have to mention about law of dominance. In a pair of factors, one gets expressed and the other gets suppressed. So you will write कि capital T is a dominant allele which expresses itself, and thus all the individuals are taller. So you may write down the way it has been. Okay, capital T is a dominant trait, or maybe capital T is a dominant allele. It expresses itself, and small t gets suppressed. Okay, as simple as that. Or maybe you can write down, ठीक है, alleles, capital T, small t, capital T controls tallness, small t controls dwarfness. This is dominant, this is recessive, this gets, sorry for the space constraint, this gets expressed, this gets suppressed. Okay, ठीक है? हाँ, या cool, हाँ. एंड मैम प्लीज बता दो, थंबनेल या टाइटल पे कोई स्पेसिफिक नहीं लिखा है, मेरे साइंस एग्जाम बचे हैं. बेटा दिस इज फॉर बायोलॉजी, ओके, बिकॉज आई एम अ बायोलॉजी एक्सपर्ट. आई कांट कमेंट यू अबाउट एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू केमिस्ट्री और फिजिक्स. ओके, हाँ, चलो. श्योर नंदिनी, श्योर. So guys, if you're finding the session to be useful, like, share, subscribe, post me a Yo Bacha party. Okay, yeah. So this is B for you. And then C, out of 800 plants, 600 will be tall and 200 will be dwarf. Okay, so it is 1:2:1, right? So here you can write down the calculation, like कहाँ पे गया? Yeah, 800 plants. So where I can write, chalo, I'll write over here. Okay, so F2 generation, 800 plants. Now this 800 are in the form of 1:2:1. So one is pure tall, okay, capital T, capital T. Then here is hybrid tall, capital T, small t. Okay, and then pure dwarf, small t, small t. So it is like 2 plus 2, 4, right? So if you divide PDF of this page, yes, definitely beta, we will be uploading PDF of this particular presentation for sure. Okay, so this is like 1 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 4. So you divide 800 by 4, क्या आंसर आता है? 4 2 is 8, right? So you get 200. So this is 200, this is 2 2 is 4, 400 है ना? This is again 200. मिल गया क्या 800? आ गया क्या आंसर 800? So this is how you will obtain. So this is tall, tall, dwarf, right? So total tall कितना हो गया? Total tall 600 tall and 200 dwarf, correct? So this is how smartly you have to present it in your answer sheet. Now I will not take much time of yours, and the last and final thing is how you will attempt the questions where you need to draw diagrams. Let me use another color. Yeah, draw well labeled diagram. Okay, so when it is like well labeled diagram, your diagram should be occupying 10 to 12 lines of your answer sheet. Okay, diagram should be 10 to 12 lines big. Okay, it should not be very tiny, it should not be too big. Okay, it should not be very tiny like amoeba, it should not be very huge like anaconda. It should be moderate, 10 to 12 lines. Then Rahi beta थोड़ी देर से पढ़ती हो. Okay, first focus on the session. So now if they have asked you the question ki like draw the structure of a typical flower. So now when you have drawn the flower, majority of the kids, I will say 80-85% kids fail to write the title. So write the title first. So chalo, let us write the title first. Okay, so here we will write structure of a typical flower. Okay, once this is done, underline the title. Perfect. First job done. Second job, put all the labels on right hand side, on one side. If you are unable to do that, because there are many labels, balance the labels. Okay, like if there are 8 labeling, 4 on the right side, 4 on the left side. Okay, chal. So let's try to label. This is the pedicel. This is the sorry. These are the sepals which form the calyx. These are the petals which form the corolla. Then here. Now, bachcho, one more mistake that I have done here. Yeah. So all your lines must always be parallel. Okay, parallel. So here, here there's a space constraint. So shall I like write it once again? Okay. Yeah. So suppose forget that there is no margin over here. Okay. For example, kahan gaya? Let me delete this margin. Ja raha hai kya? I can't. ठीक है. चलो. Anyways, yeah. So, okay. So I'll write it this way. For example, this is the pedicel. I'll draw a straight line. Okay, I'll draw a straight line. I ignore the margin as of now because there's a space constraint. I will write pedicel here. Okay, then I will write sepals here. Okay, then I will write petals here. Now one thing, have you noticed that in most of the kids na, the diagram which the students draw, it is like this: sun rays, sun rays. All the lines are scattered everywhere. We don't need to draw sun rays, guys. We need to draw parallel lines. It brings a very good, nice presentation. Okay, parallel lines always. Then if you have seen all the lines, okay, they stop at the common point. कि इसके beyond नहीं जाता है. It is not like one line is shorter, the other one is longer. They all end at one point. Okay. Third thing, arrows must be pointing towards the diagram. It should not be pointing towards the labels. Why? We want to drag the attention to the diagram. We don't want to drag the attention to the label. It can be a possibility कि spelling गलत हो गया. You have written an incorrect spelling. So the teacher's attention must be dragged towards the diagram and not towards the spellings. Okay? ठीक है. Then, बच्चा, write next label. Petals. Then, here, if I write stigma, then this is style. Okay, and then here if I want to go dig deep, ovary, right? Now this is collectively what we call it as pistil, right? Ignore the margins, beta. There is a limitation of space. Okay. Yep. And then on this side also, okay, anther, filament, collectively called as stamen. Okay. Chalo. Now once everything is done, everything is done na beta, you have to do a proper presentation, that is by drawing a box. Pack the answer in a box. Okay. So no, I can't use a black color here. अरे यार ये slide क्यों skip कर रहा है? Yeah. You. चल. So sorry that my box will go beyond my answer sheet, but here is a space constraint. You will not have a space constraint in your examination. And don't be like me, guys. Use scale pencil. Do not borrow scale pencil. Use scale pencil of your own. Okay? ठीक है? So this is how a proper well-labeled diagram should be in your examination. So guys, is this making sense? Will you incorporate all these tips and tricks when it comes to your examination? Okay? 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 है ना? So no sun rays, no no lines which are intersecting each other. Okay, it should be very crisp, neat, clean. Okay, and you should learn to draw diagrams. There are certain diagrams which are frequently asked, like female reproductive system, structure of a typical flower, male reproductive system. But nowadays the pattern of the exam is changing and the nature of the exam is changing, and because of which you have more you have more questions which are diagram based. Like they will give you a diagram and they will ask you questions based on the diagram. Okay, but in the worst scenario, if they are asking that the student is required to draw a diagram, please thoda decent diagram draw kar lena. We don't need to be MF Hussain, but at least there should be good presentation skills. Okay? Our teacher, should we make a box for the labels? No need, beta, no need. If you make it, that's your choice, but you don't really have that much time. Okay? Yeah. So yeah, these were all my tips and tricks. How to attempt your biology section from your science paper in a much better manner. How to write your answers in a much crisp and better, interesting way, attractive manner. And if you found this session to be useful, share this with your friends. Okay, share this with your friends. Guys, see, in this entire session, I have nowhere promoted like ये course है या वो course है या ऐसा कुछ है. No. Total agenda of this particular session was कि there is 1 month for your exams, and I want you all to attempt the paper. Like in this 2 years, you have not written a proper paper, right? So this time it is like full जोश के साथ हम मचा के आएंगे. And at the end of the year, when you pass out with flying colors, you would say, yes, with the help of Vedantu, मैंने मचाया है ना? I want you all to say कि Vedantu has added something into me, whether it's quality of my answers, whether it's the marks, whether it's your knowledge, intelligence, something. Vedantu has helped you to improve in a much better manner, है ना? So yeah, that's it for the day, guys. If you want to join Vedantu, the link has been given in the description box. NEET JEE, enroll, and with my coupon code avail discount. Okay, and what should I say? That's it for the day, guys. Put all your concerns, queries, doubts, requests, everything in the comment section. I'll go through each one of those and I'll revert you back there. And मैम मैसेज मेरा कौन सा बेटा राही मैंने अब तक नहीं पढ़ा, एक और बार भेजो ना. All the best, Aneem, all the best. And that's it for the day, Bacha Party. Let's meet in the next session. Till then, Allah Hafiz. मिलो वापिस. Rahi says, मैम आई एम सेइंग मेरे मैम ने स्कूल में मार्क्स कट किया. व्हाट which diseases are spread. 4 नंबर का क्वेश्चन था, 4 पॉइंट्स एक्सप्लेन किए थे. She said draw diagram, कौन सा बनाऊं? Beta, I really don't know which disease you are talking about. Share it with me over here. Maybe I will be able to help you in a better way there. Okay? Huh. Amigo Ash, share me your question paper. I will be waiting. And Daksh Chauhan, all the best. Gujarat boards. Which are the list of important diagrams? MRS, FRS, structure of a typical flower, binary fission in amoeba, fragmentation, regeneration, then eutrophication, biomagnification. Okay, yeah, these are some important topics. Maybe I'll bring a whitey shot on important diagrams from biology. I hope that helps. Okay, so chalo, all the best. Let's meet in the next session. Till then, Allah Hafiz, Milo Wapis, and keep watching Vedantu. Bye bye.